Good morning. We are here in the test greenhouse of the Bos Flowerbulbs. For reason that the Dutch Lily Days were cancelled this year, we promised you to give you a virtual tour through our test greenhouse and to give you the highlights out of our test house. We are here with Willem-Jan. We will start the tour in the rose lilies. Willem-Jan has a lot of experience in the rose lilies, and Van der Bos is a member in the growers group of the rose lilies.
Yeah, Piet, thank you very much for the invitation. Rose lily, a beautiful new product, of course, in the market the past, let's say 3-4 years in bigger quantities. I'm here representing Van der Bos Flowerbulbs, do the purchase of the rose lilies and many other varieties, in fact, also. And I'll just tell you a little bit about each and every variety. Give you a little bit of an idea how to use it, where to use it for, and what the direction will be. Right here we are at a variety Rose lily Talita. Talita is one of the red varieties in the rose lily range. It has beautiful red buds. Well, right now it's still green because it's kind of a little bit a slow variety. A very strong stem, good up facing, and usable already from size 13-14.
This is size 13-14?
This is size 13-15 basically.
13-15.
13-15 size. If you look very well in this lot which we're having right here, you can see it's mostly 3 to 4 flowers, but some 2s in there, maybe 10%, something like that. So basically speaking, it's a very good variety in the small sizes too. Strong stem, good color, beautiful facing up. Yeah, actually good also for late keeping, so planting time September, October, November is actually no problem for this variety. And yeah, beautiful color in the bunch. Yeah, the next variety right here, Piet, is the Rose Lily Doria. You can see, yeah, if we look at it quickly, we see a lot of flowers here. The size right here used is size 13-15.
Really so a lot of flowers, Willem-Jan.
A lot of flowers.
4-5 in 13-15.
Yes, 4-5 in 6 flowers in the 13-15. So probably for next year we'll downgrade this variety to size 12-14. We'll give you probably about 3 to 5 flowers still. And even it's possible to use this variety, the size 11-12. And 11-12 will give you, let's say, 3 flowers, some 2s, but mostly 3 flowers. And that is, of course, quite interesting for the bunch industry, for the retail industry. Yeah, because then you have a small bulb, have a big performance, a nice pink color with a white edge, and then you can really have for the small price, for the bouquet filler, a beautiful flower.
Okay, I see here 2 lots.
Yeah.
Both are 13-15.
Yeah.
They are coming from 2 different bulb growers, but both lots are perfect.
Yes, both are having enough flowers. Even sometimes you would say, well, it looks like a bigger size even, but this is just a very strong variety. If you look to the bigger sizes, let's say size 16 or 18 or 20 even, they might be too big. It's not necessary to have such a big size bulb for that, because then you have 10 or 12 flowers, which is too much. So the best sizes to use in this variety will be 11, 12, 14 and 16. Okay. In that range you will have a beautiful flower.
One question, Willem-Jan. We are of course in the best time of the year, but is this variety also susceptible for leaf scorch?
Only in very big sizes, let's say in size 18 up. It may be having a little bit problem with leaf scorch, but in the other sizes, so the 11, 12, 14 and 16, there's no leaf scorch. Okay. No, it's a slow variety, and normally slow growing varieties have less chance for leaf scorch. Of course, leaf scorch can also be avoided by having a very good root system in the beginning. If the root system is strong enough, you will not have any leaf scorch anyway. So this is also quite not a very quick variety. You can see together with the Talita over here that the stage is around the same stage.
Correct.
So you can use this variety also a little bit later on in the season too, without any problems.
Okay.
Next variety right here, Rose Lily Julia. Piet, this is one of the very quick varieties in the Rose Lily range. I think this is the first variety in the total assortment with blooms the quickest. Probably 65-70 days, something like that. You have bloom in this. So that's quite nice. It's very good to use for the early stage. That means for even Mother's Day, if you plant early enough, you can probably reach Mother's Day with this variety. Okay. Quickly grown.
Is this the same speed as, for example, Natalia?
Yeah, it's roughly the same. It could be about 3-4 days later, but that's basically it. Later on we'll see the Natalia also, and if you look at the stage, it's almost the same.
So more in the same line as the Rose Lily Natalia.
Yes,
Perfect.
same line. And you can see it colors beautiful red before opening. It stays closed, so you can even cut this in the late stage. Bud count 13-14 over here. You can see, basically speaking, it's 3-4, something like that.
3+,
size 13-14. I like to use the 13-14 because there's a little bit thicker stem. If we go down for smaller size 12-14 for example, then maybe the stem will be getting too weak. So we just keep it at 13-14 for starting size.
13-15 I think.
13-15.
13-15, yeah.
Yeah, the variety Rose Lily Natasha here, Pete, is actually a quite new variety. Next year we'll have probably in total for the whole industry about 15,000 bulbs. So we're still in the experimental phase. It looks quite nice. The shape is good. It's pink, hot pink.
Really nice leaves also.
Good leaves,
really
strong stem.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will be a good variety for the future.
Okay, so this is still in the test phase.
Test
phase.
We will test basis, and we have to see how this will be.
So we will keep an eye on it.
Samantha here, Pete. This is one of the very prime varieties of the Rose Lily range. Beautiful color, nice cup. Will be the flower as big as my hand, roughly, so not that big.
A very fat bud, eh?
Very fat bud. It has very dark leaves. Like I said, strong stem. Strong stem.
Yeah,
So we really like this variety.
And this is also size 13-15?
13-15, yes. And if you look at the bud count, it's 3-4. Well, let's say 10% 2 in it, maybe not even that if you look in these stocks. It can be vary a little bit looking at the variety and looking at the different growers we have. But this is one of the very best varieties we have right now. No pollen at all, good bright color, strong stem. It's a little bit on the short side.
What length we have to calculate for? Let's say
I guess 65 to 70 centimeters max.
Okay.
It depends a little bit. If you pre-root your bulbs, then you get about an extra, let's say 7 centimeters extra.
Okay.
So I would advise to pre-root this variety.
Yeah, but not all our customers has the possibility to pre-root.
No, but if you then you have to grow and start in cooler temperatures. That helps a lot. If you start in cooler temperatures, it's basically a little bit like pre-rooting, but then the root structure is strong enough, and then you'll have no problem with growing, especially for the big sizes, which we see over there. This variety can be a little bit sensitive for the leaf scorch. The leaf scorch is normally done when there's an imbalance between the top and the bottom, so between the leaves and the plant
and the root system.
And the root system. And if you would let it come very slowly on cool temperature of pre-rooting, you will not have any leaf scorch at all in this variety.
Very good
So
information.
it's a matter of growing. You have to have a little bit of green thing in this variety, but if you have this variety well prepared, it will be perfect for the market.
Flower is
it's amazing.
Super,
yes.
super. Yeah.
Rose Lily Talita. This is one of the more special varieties. One of the first ranges we had in the Rose Lily assortment group actually. It's a variety which grows very slow. Actually can only be used by plantings after, to my opinion, after August. Before that time you should not grow it. It needs more time to develop the bulb inside the box, inside the cooling.
Okay.
So that's very important to have that.
Clear.
Bud count is quite good. Leaf is weak. That means you have to really have good soil, clean soil. Pre-rooting is best. And then you'll have a good performance on this. The flower will grow very big. It will be at least, let's say, 10 to 12 centimeters. And the flower is also quite big. So you can plant this September, October, November in that time range. And you can probably have it ready for Mother's Day then.
Okay. I see also in this variety you are already telling that this is one out of the first generations of the rose lilies. In the new rose lilies we don't see it almost not anymore. But we see sometimes this is only in the first generations of the rose lilies?
It is mostly in the first generations. It is a matter of a vegetative and a generative stage problem actually. It's not really a problem. Later on in the year you will not see it anymore. It's because the cool temperatures at night will influence the development of the buds, and then we'll have to see this. If you grow this same variety later on, planting time August, probably this whole thing will be disappearing.
Okay.
Yeah, especially in the beginning of growing, then this might happen.
It's a part of the variety, but also a part of the climate.
Yes, it's a combination between the two.
It's a combination.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right now we're at the variety Rose Lily Chiara, one of the also a little bit older varieties. You can see it has a beautiful bud, actually, up facing, nice short compact flower bunch right here on the top. Color is bright pink. It's a little bit a weak stem, so you might want to plant it a little bit wider in the greenhouses. Bud count is quite good, 13-14. It's 3-4 flowers easily. We don't go any smaller size because then the stem will get maybe too weak. But it flowers out nice, and it's also quick. It's about 4 days, let's say, slower than Julia. Julia is even more quick, and Natalia is even more quick. But then the next one is this one. So for the early use, Mother's Day maybe, early plantings, this is a good variety actually.
Willem-Jan, one question.
Yes.
What is the harvest stage? Because when we compare this with the single lilies, this will be already harvested. But you have here a flower that starts already opening
breaking.
a bit.
Right now you can see it's breaking right now. I would say for rose lilies, this is the time to harvest. It can even a little bit more open. It's also possible. Because everybody knows it's a double variety, so if it opens a little bit, it's okay. There's no pollen in it, so it stays clean. There's no problem there, and you already have the flower opening more quick than a regular lily. Let's say in a regular lilies you'll be harvested this way, very green. Then it takes another 5-6 days for opening. This beautiful rose lilies, you just cut them at this stage. It will open in 2 days. And then you already have the beauty of the flowers to enjoy.
And we see in many countries that the flower is protected by a flower net.
Yeah, there's some varieties, you can choose for that also. You put over a net and let it open even more. Then you know for sure these two buds right here in the top will open too.
Okay.
So and if you use the netting around it, like also they use it in chrysanthemums sometimes, it will protect the bud. But the netting should be done in there a little bit later, a little bit in a later stage, not too early. Otherwise the flower will not develop well. So the netting is interesting. It also has a more expensive look, and hopefully because of the expensive look you get more money for the flowers. That also a little bit increasing the value, increasing the characteristics of the flowers.
It's also added value.
Added value.
Okay, thank you very much.
Rose Lily Elena, one of the first very good red varieties in the Rose Lily range. You can see the flower stays closed all the time. The color's up nicely dark pink. If it open up, it's really a red, nice, really beautiful, bright color. And actually in the rose lilies, this is one of the very strong varieties which is used worldwide.
This is already a variety was long existing in the market?
Yeah, long existing in the market, probably about, let's say 7-8 years already. Shape is beautiful, and you can see it doesn't break at all. The color is good, it opens up beautifully. And actually one of the better varieties to use.
So also in the post-harvest it's easy to work with this variety?
Yeah, easy to work. Of course these two flowers on the top is a little bit more difficult, but if you let it come like this, all the flowers will probably open up in the right way. And bud count on this variety is also quite good. We can sell in this variety size 14-16. This is a 14-16, so you can see it's 5-6 flowers. Some trees in it,
some trees,
and that is always like that, like 5%, something like that, but no more. So this is a very rich, strong variety, rich flowering variety. I think best sizes to use 12, 14, 16, maybe some 18, 20. If the bud count gets too high, you can take out a few flowers, and then the bud will even develop bigger.
Good information, Willem-Jan.
Yeah, right now we're here at a new variety, and actually this is the first time we have it in our greenhouse. It will come up later on, of course, in larger quantities. For 2020 we'll probably have about 10,000, 15,000 bulbs, no more. The variety Floretta. It's a red variety with a big flower. It's, I think, the follow-up variety next to Elena for the future. Right now we still have to find out what is the best way to grow these at the growers and of course also at the forces. Bud count is quite high.
And also in the top in general.
And in the top it's a little bit, I would say a little bit weak, but of course we plant it on the boxes and early in the season. So we're not sure how this variety will develop, but if you look at here, it's 13-14. Yeah, plenty of flowers,
Plenty
maybe
of
even too
flowers.
much. So we'll probably go downgrade this one to 12, 14. 14, 16, 16, 18 is already enough. It has a really beautiful flower. You will see
Very
that
tall,
later on.
Willem-Jan.
It's a little bit tall, so for open field culture, without boxes, in the open field, through summertime, is perfect variety later on.
And low shade, low use of shade.
Low use of shade. Also because, you know, you can see the stem is not the strongest.
It's a little bit bendy.
Yeah, but that's also because the variety is too young.
Okay.
So I think in the future, in 3-4 years, the stem will get more strong, more compact, and then I think this will be very promising variety.
It looks very well.
Rose lily Viola, or Viola, that's the way how you want to say it. Anyway, this is one of the better up-facing strong varieties which quantities are available. Strong, very strong stem. Bud count is sufficient. Let's say 13, 14, roughly 3-4 flowers, a little bit too in there.
It performs very well, Willem-Jan.
Very compact, yeah, very compact bunch. Good for the bouquet market. Actually, and the color is beautiful pink with a white edge on the side a little bit. Quite strong. It needs quite good fertilization. As you can see, the leaves are quite green, dark green color actually. So you really have to take care of your fertilization to keep the leaves nicely growing.
This is one of the slower ones.
One of the slower ones. Basically, you can also use this for later plantings also. Can be used also for early plantings because it does not have the, let's say, weird twisted flowers, the deformation. It doesn't have that. So basically speaking, yeah, one of our better varieties, strong stem, easy to use, good foliage, and beautiful flower.
Okay.
Rose lily Clarissa, one of the very interesting varieties for the retail only. Very high bud count.
This is 13, 15, Willem-Jan?
It's 13, 15, and that's already, let's say, 5 flowers and up. So basically speaking, we can use 11, 12 for this variety, 12, 14, 14, 16, and some 16, 18. That's really the max of it. Foliage looks good. Stem strength is there.
In 13, 15 I can hardly find 3 plus.
No, it's a higher bud count even in this in this size. Yeah, it's not a very big flower. It's not really a beautiful special flower, but it has the intense pink color, so usable for bouquets and stuff like that. It can be very cost efficiency scene variety.
Thank you.
Rose lily Jasmina. Jasmina, yeah, also quite new. The first time we have it in the greenhouse right now. High bud count, maybe even the same kind of bud count as Clarissa. We only have a very small quantity for the coming couple of years. We still have to see how this variety will work out. Bud count is, I think, high, maybe too high for big sizes, but very good in small sizes to use. The flower is bigger than Clarissa, so this will be the next stage after Clarissa to use. Also, same story as Clarissa, you can use small sizes, 12, 14s, even 11, 12s. For the retail market, beautiful strong variety. The stem is quite strong, so that's really nice.
Very strong.
No problem at all.
But flowers are not in the top, let's say, of this variety.
Not really, no, that is true. That is true. It's a little bit longer spike, as we say.
Correct.
But the leaves, if you look at the leaves,
that's
beautiful leaves. Beautiful leaves. But we have to see how this will develop.
Okay.
Rose lily Edita. This is a story on itself. I think, to my opinion, one of the most beautiful pink colors we have in the whole rose lily line.
It's light pink.
Light pink, but good pink, like a Sorbonne pink almost. That kind of pink, and really beautiful color and beautiful shape also. Up facing. It has one disadvantage, it's quite sensitive for breaking. That means if you grow this variety in the middle of summertime and you would transport it throughout your post-harvest, you probably have some breaking in this variety. But if you use it later in the season, let's say planting time, roughly speaking, after September, then the breaking will be a lot less, and then you're probably okay.
And in 13, 15, you have to calculate with, let's say, mainly with 2?
It's 2 trees. Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
But it has a good show. This will turn pink all the way. It has a good show, so in the top of a bouquet it really looks really beautiful, and when it's open up you will be amazed because the flower is beautiful.
And then with the added value of the net above it.
Yeah, then it's then you hit them on both sides. Yep. Yeah. Then we come to the most famous variety in the whole rose lily lane. It's rose lily Isabella. Isabella
Already a long existing, I
long
think.
existing, starting from the beginning on. So 7-8 years it's already on the road. I can say it's the most safest variety to use. As you can see right now, grown on boxes in Holland in the springtime. Yeah, the flower stem will get a little bit taller, a little bit longer actually. But I think if you would grow this variety in the mountainside or in other locations, this flower stem will be getting shorter.
The side stem.
Yeah, the side stem will be getting shorter, and then it's a really good variety. It opens all up. It's strong in the vase. It's strong in the culture. So this is like like a winner all the way.
I think in the breeding, the new ones for now, they have all shorter side petals.
They have shorter side stems. That is true. But the disadvantage is right now we don't have the quantities. In this variety we have a lot of quantities already available for everybody in the world to enjoy. And in the new varieties, of course, the side petals will be shorter and stronger and differently. But this variety, you can see, we have about 10 growers of this variety, and all of the 10 growers is basically the same. That means it's very safe variety to use. Flowers will open, the color is light pink, and has a very strong vase life.
So it's a long-proofed variety.
Yeah, long-proof variety. One of the better varieties in the whole double lilies, or even in the rose lilies varieties.
Okay.
Rose lily guana. Yeah, it is a very special variety. It's actually pink, a good pink variety. Sometimes it gives some variation in the flower spike, pink and white and pink and white. So it's actually quite an interesting variety this way. But it's still on the market right now. You can see the shape is quite good. The stem is strong. It's a little bit sensitive for leaf burn sometimes, but I've seen it right now. We're carrying this variety, let's say 5-6 years, and the leaf burn is getting less and less every year. So this variety is slowly developing. Developing to a better spike.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's still there on the market. Strong stem, good face up, like that. So actually not a bad variety.
I hear that also out of my customers, Willem-Jan, that this variety has sometimes two colors.
Two colors, that's why I said.
And also a little bit more to the white side.
To the whitish, that is right, yeah. We don't know why that is. It's a play of nature. I would say, yeah, you don't like it or you like it. But anyway, it is a special appearance, yeah. I've seen it too, a pink and a white on the same stem, actually. You can also say it's beautiful. Some people like it, some people don't. But the nice thing is the flower will open beautifully, and then you have still a quite good variety and quite a nice variety to use.
Well, information.
Rose lily Kendra. Yeah, this is also again a special variety. It's pink with a whitish center. It's not really that double, but it is pollen free. So you could almost say it's like a single flower, but then double, but only one double. But no pollen at all. But clean flowers, but still, yeah, special. Let's put it that way.
But it's not a flower like a water lily.
No, it's not. It's not. No, no.
Like Samantha.
No, no. You could say that this variety is a regular pink lily with a double amount of petals and no pollen.
Okay.
So the pink color is quite nice, especially in the wintertime. In the summertime it can be a little bit more white. Wintertime is more pink variety. The leaves is beautiful.
Leaves are really nice, green, beautiful, good size. Good size.
Size 13-14 is easy to use. It's 3-4 flowers easily. So basically speaking, within the rose lily line, it's more or less a special variety. Let's put it that way.
Okay. This variety will have a long future, Willem-Jan?
We don't know yet, so we have to see how the market is reacting. We see that people like it, that people don't like it. People say, yeah, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a pollen-free variety with double petals, or are you looking for a really pollen-free variety with a lot of petals?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit which way you want to go. Use-wise, this variety is quite good. It's good in the storage, good for late keeping, good for planting, and actually you never have leaf burn in this variety too.
Okay,
so in that way,
there's a big advantage.
That's why for a cut flower grower, it's quite a good variety.
Okay.
Rose lily Larissa, very new variety, not on the market yet. Probably 2020, a couple of boxes here and there are available. This is by far the quickest rose lily we have in
even faster than rose lily Natalia?
Even quicker than rose lily Natalia. If you look at this flower bud, it looks like Isabella. It's the same shape and the same way it's formed as Isabella. If you see, the spike is quite big.
Correct.
Not sure if this is wanted by the flower growers. It doesn't break, so that is a good part. It's very quick, so you can have this variety for Mother's Day. The color is like, I would say, a double Acapulco. That's basically what it is. Nice pink color.
That is also a special color.
It's a special color, and it opens up beautifully. You can see it here. And it's about a week more quick than Natalia. So it has potential. The disadvantage I see right now is maybe that the spike is a little bit too wide, so a little bit more difficult to use for the end user.
But the spike is strong enough to have to keep the bud.
You can see it's not breaking at all.
Correct.
So it's you can still work around it and use it. And the quickness of this variety is, I think, an added value. Yeah, right now we're coming to a completely different way. It's the variety Larissa. This was supposedly the next generation of Talita. This variety does not have any leaf scorch, no leaf burn, there's no scorch like that. It's up-facing variety. Bud count is quite high, 13, 14, easily 4 or 5 flowers.
Yeah, that's
it's a little bit wide in the use. It doesn't break. Very slow variety. That means for a hotter climate, this variety is perfect. So if you have a hot climate, and you use this variety together in the hot climate, it will grow slowly. Normally you don't have the leaf burn is not there, bud count is there. It'll take a little bit longer time to grow, but that's good in a hot climate. You still have a good performance.
But if we compare that with the variety what we just had in the video, it's much slower. How many weeks more cycle time we have to calculate?
At least 3 weeks.
At least 3 weeks more than, for example,
than we saw before Larissa. So that's 3 weeks slower. Yeah. Of course, this quickness of varieties is especially seen in the springtime. If you grow this variety a little bit later in the season, let's say after September, then the speed will come back, and then the difference between the quick and the slow varieties is getting smaller.
Okay.
That's because of the development of the bulb inside the freezing storage. Yeah, here we are with the variety Rosalie Natalia, one of the very first varieties which are actually available on the market. One of the quickest variety also.
Really fast also.
You can get this variety for Mother's Day. To my opinion, it's very good in the 13s, the 40s and the 16s. Actually, those kind of ranges, it's okay. For the big size, we'll take a look a little bit later on. Good variety, a little bit difficult on the leaf, a little bit difficult also to grow. But the strongest part is the speed and actually the nice flower.
Length really is about 80 centimeters?
At 75 up to 80 centimeters if you get to the bigger sizes. Good variety, but in the future will probably go down a little bit in this variety because it's for the growing, also for the growers a little bit more difficult to get revenue from this variety.
Okay. Willem-Jan, we see here also big difference. This is already flowering. Here they are still growing.
Yeah.
What's the reason for that?
It's the origin. This is Dutch origin and this is French origin right here. So these are good for late use. Basically speaking, the French for late use is always better.
Yeah.
After planting time after September, you can use the French. And before that time, you do the Dutch. This variety should be used between, let's say, planting time December all the way to, let's say, at the most, planting time July, August. After that, it's getting a little bit more difficult.
And after that, you have to move to the French
varieties. Yeah.
Clear.
Variety Natalia, big sizes. You can see here and here, this is around the bud count for the size 1921. I think it is still quite nice. It maybe need a little bit pre-rooting to get this nice flower actually. So if you use this variety for late planting, have a little bit pre-rooting or plant in a cool period, then the root structure is strong enough to withhold the flower stem.
And that's to avoid the leaf
scorch and other problems, yeah.
But this looks really nice, and also the length comparing the 13, 15. Yes. You have 90 plus, 90 centimeters plus.
And it's let's say 5 flowers up, 5, 6, 7 flowers. So that's also sufficient amount of flowers. But it needs a little bit extra attention to get a good root system on this variety.
Looks really nice.
Flower is beautiful.
Yeah.
Rose Lily Patricia. One of the very nice colored rose lilies right now available on the market.
Light pink?
Light pink, but intense light pink.
Intense light pink.
So that makes it full color and beautiful shape. Good green leaves, you can see that. strong stem, strong enough anyway. I think this has a special color and maybe more for the upscale market. Size 13, 14 is the first size to use. 12, 14 would be a little bit too small. Beautiful flower, yeah. I would recommend this variety very much.
We see also in this variety a little bit what we also see in the first generations.
Yeah, this is the same stage we saw before. If you would plant this variety a little bit later on in the season, this will disappear for a long time. This is also, the variety is sensitive for cool nights. And the cool nights were in the beginning in Holland.
Yeah.
That's why you have this little bit deformation in the bud.
But later in the year we don't see
it will be gone, right. Rose lily Talisa. One of the varieties which will always stay up facing even when the temperature outside is quite hot.
Okay.
So that means if it's 25 degrees, 26, even 30 degrees, it will stay up facing. Pink color, it's a little bit like Kendra.
Okay.
It's a little bit, nice pink color. Bud will color beautifully pink. You can see that over here too.
Not a very big bud.
Not a very big bud, but the flower is big. That's the strange thing about this. If it opens up, it will continue to grow.
That's a little bit strange that you have to know, eh?
Yeah, you have to know that, but it will continue to grow even in the vase. And this flower is not really 100% double. It's 2 layers of doubleness, actually. No pollen at all. Up facing, pink color, so and also usable from the smaller sizes.
Clear.
Rose lily Aisha. Well, this is an easy one. It's the number 1 white rose lily in the world. The number 1 white double oriental in the world. Really beautiful. Bud count good. Flowers in the top. Big flowers. Good show.
It's
strong stem.
It's a little bit white green, eh?
It's a little bit white green. That's nice because then you can use it in all kinds of arrangements. Because there's always green in the arrangement actually, so the white color in that complements the whole arrangement actually. So for retail as for top market, this variety can be used because also the show of the bud is very nice.
Perfect.
Big flower right here, and it's also relatively quick. You can see right now they're already been cutting right here, so the speed is about the same as, let's say, Isabella.
Yeah.
And even about 3-4 days more quick than Isabella.
And the size of the flower is also big. I have no small hands,
no.
But when you compare my hands with the flower, it's really big.
It's enormous, basically
it's enormous.
speaking. Right now the plant in your hand is a size 13-14. It has 3 flowers and the flower size is this. Yeah, it's an amazing variety.
Perfect.
The next winner in the rose lily white varieties is this variety, the variety Rose lily Angela. I think the best white there is on the market right now for the top scale market.
And this is pure white, Willem-Jan?
Pure white, there's no green in it at all. Beautiful color, beautiful leaf, actually nice dark green. Pure white. Bud count is a little bit on the low side for the size. So if you look at 13-14, you will have 50% 2s and 50% 1s in it. So for retail, maybe a little bit more difficult to use. For the upscale market, there's nothing nicer than this variety. If you go up, you know, to size 15, 16 and even 18 and even 20, you'll have the nicest white double variety in the world.
Always length enough?
Length enough, strong stem, good green foliage and not too quick also. So it's also easy to use in warmer countries.
Okay, but some varieties in some countries they are workable better than in other countries, like for example a variety like Isabella.
That's right.
And
good question. The thing is that in the rose lilies we have about 40 varieties at the moment available for the total market. Every variety has its characteristics to grow in a certain area. Some varieties can grow everywhere in the world. Other varieties are more suitable to use in the mountain or use in the heat or use at cooler times, cooler places. So you have to also get some information from your sales manager, your sales account manager, and really take a good look at what variety is suitable for you. For example, we have Isabellas. Those varieties, that variety is quite good in the mountainside. The flower stem gets more compact right now, right there, and that's also used there. But there's a lot of varieties here which are used in different kinds. It's important to really keep good contact with your account manager and look for the right variety for the right area.
And I think it's also important that all the markets are not the same. So are you working on the retail market or are you working on the separate bunches?
Yeah. Every variety has a speciality.
Okay.
Here we have one of the major special variety within the double lilies. It's the variety Anuska. It's a double oriental variety with a nice pink edge.
It's a border, eh? A nice border.
Nice pink border, yeah. It needs the cooler temperature at night to get the border developed in the right way. If the nights are too hot, the whole flower will become white. But if you have the cooler nights at night, then you probably get a nice pink border around it. Beautiful variety, special color for special occasions.
Really special color. And this is 13, 15?
13, 14, right? 13, 15.
13, 15.
It's all 3-4 flowers without any problem. And a good show on the bud too.
Looks very well.
Rose Lily Dejima. Yeah, one of the special white varieties. Pure white color. Good for retail use. Strong stem. Strong enough anyway. Bud count is nice. Roughly speaking, 1, 2, 3 flowers on the 13, 14. And 2, 4, 5 flowers on the size 15, 17. Good to use. In the white color, one of the varieties you need to add to the total white total white cultures.
Out of the breeding Willem-Jan, I see also some new coming whites, like for example Talisa. I don't know if I pronounce it in the right way, but otherwise you have to do it better. When can we expect, for example, varieties like Talisa?
Yeah, the variety Terza, that's actually the proper pronunciation. It will take another 4 years before that will be coming on the market. It's really in a very early, let's say, testing stage right now. So those kind of varieties are not on the market yet. Just a little bit, 10 here and 10 there and 10 there to see how it works out and if we continue with this variety.
Okay.
We have to do with the varieties which are there. This is one of the white varieties we have. In the white range, there's quite a few varieties right now available. The best varieties are coming from the Rose Lily group, of course. You know, the Aisha, the Angela, those types. This variety is like a sub variety to add to the total white package.
Clear.
Rose Lily Leona. Yeah, what we're going to tell about this variety. It's a slow growing white variety. Actually the color white is quite nice. The stem is strong. You can see the shape is quite good, but actually only susceptible for the, let's say, moderate climates. Not in the heat, not in high light circumstances.
And what are the problems then what we get?
It's a very strong and very double variety. It might break the flower, quite quickly. Actually,
okay.
This in the processing.
In the post-harvest.
Post-harvesting, yeah, this is a little bit disadvantage of this variety, and also the brown color on the edge of the flower will happen a little bit more in the heat and in the warm climates. So this is really a variety for late use. Better to use this in warmer countries after October, and then you're probably okay. But it is a little bit a variety with a special attention.
Good comment.
Rose Lily Monica. Yeah, I think this variety is only suitable to grow in the full ground, not on the boxes. It's a little bit weak.
A little bit too bendy.
It has really a very beautiful flower. It's really like a water lily type flower it has. So the shape is good.
The shape is very good.
It's very compact, but it needs more spacing and it needs actually full ground growing, and then you can still use this variety and enjoy the beautiful flowers.
How is this variety doing it for outside growing?
Outside growing, I think that's the way to go. In summertime, outside growing under a shade net, something like that, then I think then it's still suitable.
Okay, and stronger in the stem.
And stronger in the stem, yeah. Right now you can see it's grown here on the boxes. It's a little bit weak. Bud count is high, 13, 14. It's just 3, 4, 5 flowers. So bud count is sufficient.
Okay, thank you very much.
Rose Lily Ramona, one of the white varieties in the Rose Lily range. Good white color, it's quick. I think it's even quicker than Aisha right now, so usable right there. But in the total line, still a small variety. We have to see how it works out with the growers.
But this is pure white also?
Pure white color.
Pure white color.
And quick.
And still in the test phase?
Still in the test stage right now. My feeling is that the buds are not that big. We have to see how it develops. It is a white color and it is a good white color. good stem, strong stem, leaves are okay. Speed is also there, but still limited varieties available.
So let me keep an eye on it.
Keep an eye on it, yeah.